My name is Kelly Anderson, and I would like to welcome all of you to ISS Group's Business Process Improvement Demonstration titled Improving Financial Controls and Business Processes. In this short 30-minute presentation, my colleague Mike Markowitz will demonstrate how our process digitization methodology, along with our business process improvement solutions, can significantly improve financial controls and business processes using digitized process forms and rules-based approval routing. Our iPurchase solution utilizes digitized purchase requisition process forms, and our iApprove rules-based approval routing engine allows the end-user organization to easily configure and or create the most challenging or simple approval routing rules. There's no limit to the number of approval routing rules which can be created or the number of conditions, the and ors, in a given approval routing rule. Businesses today must think of purchasing and procurement activities in terms of value, efficiency, and overall return on their investment. Mike will now demonstrate just how iPurchase is a fast and effective way to improve your financial controls and business processes. Again, welcome to our weekly webinar, and with that, I pass the controls over to Mike to begin the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for starting our weekly demonstration this week. We are going to be talking about improved financial controls today. I will be showing you our iPurchase solution. We have done this improved financial controls demonstration at the beginning of October, but that was with our iApprove solution, and now we will be discussing our iPurchase solution and our approval routing engine. So let's start by bringing up iPurchase and creating a rec manually. So I'm going to add a supplier, and when I add a supplier, it adds all the supplier information I need. I'm going to keep it as an expense requisition, and all I'm going to do is save it. Now that it's saved, I can now add a line item to the requisition. So let's start here, and I am going to add an item, and I'm going to change the quantity to 100, and I'm going to change the cost to 10. So when I save and close this, actually I'm going to change the cost to 10. And then I'm going to save and close this, and I will get a line item with a total cost of $1,000. Now, if I click on the Approval History tab, you'll notice that there's 3 lines of approvals here, and they're based on 3 different levels. And what will happen once I submit this rec, an email will be sent to the R&D director, and then once he approves it or her, it will then send an email to the buyer, and then once they approve it, it will then send an email to the finance group. Now, the approval routing engine within iPurchase or any of our solutions can be maintained and and approval rules can be created on any field in the system, any dollar amount. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show you how, just by changing the dollar amount of the line item, that more approvals will be added to this requisition. So if I click on the edit button, I'm going to actually make this $100,000 now. I'm going to hit save and close, and you'll notice now I have many more people on my approval simulation. And once I submit this, I will then have to, an email will go out, and then that person will have to either approve or reject the requisition, either by signing into the system, or you can do it directly from the email. So just from this point alone, you can see how this can improve your financial controls, just because it streamlines the process of creating a rec, having it approved, having a PO created, and then sent to the supplier. Okay? So once that is done, then once all that process is done, then an invoice will be sent, or a purchase order will be sent to the supplier, and this is all automated. So there won't be many mistakes that happen within this process. And And it won't get lost in the shuffle because there will always be notifications being sent out by the iPurchase solution. So this will then make your requisition to PO creation process much quicker. So the turnaround time to get the parts that you need will also be much quicker. So let me go back to the header information now. And if I change the ship via to FedEx Ground here, let's say, and I hit save, you'll notice now if I go back to the approval history, I added level 400. So what I'm just trying to show you is not only does the approval routing get based on the dollar amount, it can also be based on any field within the system. So let's take a closer look at this approval simulation. So what you'll notice is that iPurchase can do either simultaneous or sequential approval routings. And let me describe what that means. So as you can see, there's a level to this. So the levels make the approval routing sequential. So level 40 will start, then once they approve, then it will go to level 100, and then 300 and 400, and all the way to 930, and then a PO will be created. But what I want to discuss is you'll see here that there's 2 level 100s. So this is simultaneous approvals, and what that means is that once level 40 approves this requisition, an email will be sent to both the R&D director and the senior director. And the reason is because they're both level 100. So they will both have to approve the requisition before it moves to the senior director of clinical ops at level 300. Now, you can also, instead of just putting a user in the approval rules, you can put a group. And as you can see, as level 930, there's a finance group. So what this means is not everyone in the group has to approve the requisition. Only one person in the group has to approve the requisition. So again, just by being able to add groups to the approval routing will shorten the time it takes to get the process of appeal creation and sent to the supplier. Because now you can send that email notification to multiple people within that group, and only one person has to approve it. So whoever's in front of their desk at that time will be the approver, and which will make the process much quicker within your organization. What this also solves is there's no more paper that is needed. You don't have to, create a requisition manually on a piece of paper, put it down on someone's desk, and wait for that person to get to their desk to do the approval. And then they have to take that paper and put it on someone else's desk. Someone can approve a requisition right from their mobile device, anywhere that they have internet access. So you can see how much quicker this process will be. Because the approvals, no one's going to hold up the approval process. So now let's talk about this boat you see here. So this boat means out of office. So iPurchase has the functionality of setting out of office. And once you set that out of office, you can delegate to another user in the system. When you delegate this to another user in the system, now that person will then receive all of your email notifications for approvals for the requisitions within iPurchase. So that will, again, streamline the process, because now you don't have to wait for that person to come back into the office for an approval for a requisition to be approved. So now let's discuss. So now I'm just going to submit this requisition. So I'm going to submit it. And when I submit the requisition, now you'll notice that it says approval attempt 1, submitted, and it's pending. So I'm going to wait till we receive the email from this. So I'm going to go in and describe the approval routing engine to you. So let's go into let's go into the admin section. I'm going to make it a little larger for you. Here we go. And you'll notice that iPurchase comes with two ways to create approval rules. There's complex approval rules and there's simple approval rules. Simple approval rules is just a way of adding approval rules to the system based on specific fields that we determine to be the most used fields for approval rules. The problem with this is they're all and statements, and what that means is that everything has to be true for this approval rule to be correct and added to your requisition. If I go into complex approval rules, what I can do here is I can add approval rules, okay, based on any criteria I can think of, based on any fields within the system. So let's say, so right now I'm in a test approval rule, and you'll see its minimum amount is for $50,000, $500,000, and the max is infinity. But you can click on the conditions here, and it brings up another screen. So now I can use any field within iPurchase to run an approval rule against. So I'm going to use originator, and I'm going to say equals Frank, let's say, and then I'm going to add another, and I'm going to say, you know, the header ship to equals FedEx, and so on and so forth. So this is an and. So both, what this means is that both of these have to be true in order for this rule to work within the requisition that you've created. But I can also create or statements. And what that means is, let's say I add another line here, and I'm going to use department. And I'm going to say, let's not use department. Let's use rep type equals expense. Now I can check these two boxes and I can group them as or. So what this is now saying is the header equals, the originator has to equal Frank, and either the ship to equals FedEx or the rep type equals expense. So now this is just a very basic approval rule, okay? And these approval rules, and what I'm just trying to show you is how flexible the approval routing engine is and how easy or complicated you can make your rules. So once all these rules are created within your system, you can see how mistakes will not be made anymore. It won't be routed to the wrong person or the wrong group, for instance. It will work as the system is created, and once you've tested your system, again, since there are no mistakes anymore, you're not losing time. So all the time that is being used by the iPurchase system and creating these rules and sending notifications out to the correct people will streamline the process, which will probably take the requisition PO creation cycle and lessen it by a large percentage. I'm talking between going from weeks to days to get approval, to get requisitions approved and POs created. So I'm just going to close this right now. And the last thing I want to discuss is how easy it is to approve a requisition. So if you remember, I submitted this requisition, and now it's in its pending state. So I received an email. So this is the email that I've received from the system. I'm going to make it a little bigger so it's easy for everyone to see. So what I'm showing you now is, look, Alex Chen, oops, hold on. Alex Chen, who is the first person, okay, but is actually being sent to the delegate for Alex, which is Bill Combs, which you can see right here. And it's telling me who submitted the rec. It also tells me all of the information that's on the requisition. And on the bottom, it shows who needs to approve this requisition, okay? But what's great about this is I don't have to leave this email to approve the requisition, which again streamlines the process for all your users or all your approvers. All I would have to do is click approve here, and it's going to open up a window for me, and it's going to ask me to sign in. So I'm going to do okay, and I'm going to log in. Oh, let me see if I can hold on. Hold on, sorry about that. I'm putting the wrong username in. That's what it is. Sorry. Now, once I log in, I can approve the requisition. And now I'm going to click OK. And now it's going to go to the next person. So, and then they can approve it right from this rec. So you don't have to go right from this email. So you don't have to go searching for requisitions or click on anything. You can just do this all from here. Let's say you didn't want to approve it, you just wanted to view it first. So you would click on the view button, and now you put your login, you click login, and it actually brings up the requisition. I can reject the requisition from there. So now here's the next email that came in, and what you're going to see is Alex Chen already approved the rec. It tells me on the bottom of this email. And now both the R&D director and the senior director have to approve it, and that's why they're both notified. So if I go in and approve this now, I would have to log in as Robert. I click log in, and it says, thank you for approving the requisition. I don't even have to go into the requisition to see it, or iPurchase to approve a requisition. This has so much power to it because now the process is even shorter. Every time we make the process shorter for our users or our customers, it makes their ability to create purchase orders and to get the merchandise or the items they need back into their facilities much quicker. The time that it takes is the time that's going to be saved is going to be exponential, which will then save your organization money. And on that note, I just wanted to say that this is the approval routing engine within iPurchase. And I just wanted to say how this can improve your financial controls by just making it less time-consuming, less mistakes, and there's no need for paper anymore. And on that note, I'm going to send this back to Kelly to finish our weekly demonstrations.
Thanks, Mike. Great job. As Mike just demonstrated for all of you, you can see how our iPurchase solution, along with our iApprove solution, is a fast and effective way to improve your financial controls and your business processes within your organization. I'd also like to add that iPurchase and iApprove read the QAD supplier master table and the item master table in real time as it writes to the QAD purchase order table in real time, and that also eliminates the need for redundant data entry, which in turn reduces human error and streamlines, as Mike demonstrated, and improves efficiency and greatly enhances productivity. And our solutions not only work with QAD, it also works with any ERP solution that can be integrated with iPurchase. So on that note, I'd like to thank you all for joining our weekly webinar. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me directly or contact anybody within ISS at www.issgroup.com. My direct email is kanderson@issgroup.net, or you can contact me via phone or by sending me a text message at 267-234-4737. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your day, and we hope you join us next week. Thank you.
Thank you, and have a great day.